in the best fantasy football league. Period. End of conversation. Injuries. It was a relatively injury-free week in Week 9. The Grim Reaper obviously on a bye. Only Alan Hearns left his game with a concussion, and he hasn't done much practicing or any practicing really this week. Very, very questionable for Week 10. This week, the bootleg crableg pushed his record to a league-leading 7-2 with a 126.4 to 122.6 point win over the Dennis system. This 3.8 point margin was the closest game of the week. The Dennis system apparently took my 121 points thing a little bit too literally. They scored 122.6. And once again, the bootleg crableg wins a game against a team who scored right in their win threshold. The math is holding up. Speaking of league leaders, the former league leader Golden Showers have now lost their third game in a row, this time to the Moth, 119.7 to 106.1. The one-time top team in the league now finds himself in a three-way tie for the lead in his own division. Plus, his point advantage is dwindling. All right, guys, now it's time for the hero and the GOAT. But before we do that, it's Week 9, and that means it's time for Odd Sundays. So let's kick it out to Seattle for a point of view that's just a tad askew.
Hello, it's always sunny in Saraville. All hail President Trump. Nah, just kidding. But the trains will run on time, so there's that. Not a very interesting week this week. I wouldn't want to be Mike Carpenter's leg right now. Go Shermo. Trent Williams was suspended for pot. Yeah. Can I please get an opioid addiction over a nice medicinal plant? And finally, Tony Romo's healthy, so they think the Cowboys should play him at quarterback. I'm healthy. Don't play me at quarterback. They're 7-1. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, and one more thing. It's an odd year in sports, it's an odd year in everything. Cubs won the World Series, and the Raiders are good again. Think about that.
All right, thanks, Colin. We'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, guys, now it's time for this week's hero. The highest scoring players in the league were on the highest scoring team in the league. Sounds pretty obvious, but in this case, it certainly bears a little bit of explanation. The Gotham Rogues destroyed She Gave Me the Crabtrees this week by 70.3 points, by a score of 179.2 to 108.9. Okay, the highest scorer in the league this week was Melvin Gordon. Now that's 2 times in 3 weeks. The Melvin Gordon breakout is happening. It's happening, guys. Right now, we're living through it. These are exciting times to be alive. Melvin Gordon scored 38.1 points, and Mike Evans scored 38. So 1/10 of a point. Melvin Gordon's the highest scoring player of the week. But when you get 2 guys that put up 38s, you're looking pretty good for the rest of the week. Dad runner Jason Witten pitched in 27.4 points. Julio Jones scored 25.1, and Jameis Winston scored 21.8 points as the Gotham Rogues exploded to the highest score of the week. Narkowitz has now won his last 3 games in a row. He sits at 6-3 in second place in the Porter Division, and oh, by the way, occupies the 3 seed in the playoffs currently. And for that, the Gotham Rogues are this week's hero. All right, guys, now it's time for this week's GOAT. And I'll be honest with you, this was the toughest GOAT decision that I had to make so far this year. Not because there was a lot of terrible performances, but because there weren't really a lot of notoriously bad performances this week. It just so happened that half the teams in the league lost. But with that being said, Rutherford B. Hazy was the only team that didn't score at least 100 points this week. 5 of the players in his lineup scored in single digits, and nobody scored over 17.3 points. He lost to a team that had a 0 in their lineup. The guy started a 0, but still won the game. Now, admittedly, that 0 was due to an injury, but still, a 0 is a 0. This loss is Colin's second in a row, and he is now tied for the worst record in the league. And for that, Rutherford B. Hazy is this week's GOAT. All right, guys, key matchups. We got some really good matchups going in Week 10. The first of which is 7-2 Bootleg Crableg, the top team in the league, taking on 5-4 the Golden Showers, the top scoring team in the league. Now, this is 2 powerhouses going at it. The top team in the league, the leader of the Porter Division, going against the guy who's tied at the top of the number 2's division. The Bootleg Crableg has won their last 3 games in a row. The Golden Showers have lost their last 3 games in a row. This game is going to be great. and I can't wait to see who comes out on top. The next game we have to take a look at is between the 6-3 Gotham Rogues and the 5-4 Rusty Strombone. Now, these are also two strong teams in the league. The Gotham Rogues, as we mentioned before, are surging. The Rusty Strombone just clawed his way into the playoffs, and he's trying to climb a little bit higher each week. So another game that should show a lot of fireworks. But none of that matters, guys, because the matchup we're all going to be locked in on in Week 10 is Toddler Fight Club versus She Gave Me the Crabtrees. Finally, Albert versus Bobby J. They get a chance to put their money where their mouth is. They're going to put their best lineup against each other, and the winner gets the spoils, and the loser gets to shut up and take it. I cannot wait. And now for a closer look at the Week 10 matchup between Toddler Fight Club and She Gave Me the Crabtrees. Let's go live to the field and hear from representatives from both teams.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Albie here from the Toddler Fight Club. Just giving a big video out for my boy Bobby J. Hi, Bob. It's Week 10. We got here. We finally got here. And I couldn't be happier to see your dog shit team looking like they're about a 30-point dog against me this week. Should be a fun ride. So just I'm gonna run through it and then issue a challenge, and it'll be fun. We're gonna run through it. Cam and Mariota. I'm not gonna lie, Mariota has been having a much better year than Cam, but I would take Cam in a cage match. Forte, Kelly. I think we can all agree that Forte is the better option there. I put Jeremy Hill in there against Christine Michael. Rawls is coming back. I don't know what you're doing. Edelman, Kelvin Benjamin. So every time Cam completes something, you get screwed. Awesome. Julian Edelman against the Seahawks, which I really don't mind, although Cam Chancellor is back, so that's pretty much a toss-up. Ty Williams, my boy in San Diego, against Cole Beasley as the wide receiver 2 spot. Cole Beasley's been awesome this year, and who the hell knows what Ty's going to do out there? I never know, so I'll actually give you the edge on that one. Gronk and Pitta. You're an idiot. Britt and Hogan. I like this matchup specifically because both these receivers are actual garbage. Both of these teams suck completely, and both of these guys are actual garbage. It's like Hogan could go off for a ridiculous amount of points the same way Britt can, but mostly they just do nothing. I'm going to start the Rams defense this week, and you're starting the Vikings defense at Washington. My Rams defense will be against Fitzpatrick, who likes to throw about 6 picks a week, so I pretty much get the edge there. Justin Tucker is the best kicker in the game, in my opinion. Not that he scores the most points at kicker, but he is probably the best kicker in the game. It's a toss-up, but he's up there. And you have an empty slot at kicker for the moment, but not that spot really matters. So after the Thursday night game, the TFC is winning 9 to 8.6. Your tight end has gone, my kicker has gone. I think that's a pretty good edge for me. But here's the challenge, my friend. Here's the challenge. Loser of this game lets the other guy rename their team. All right? That's the challenge, should you choose to accept it. And if not, then just buy me a beer. All right, dudes. This is Albie from the Toddler Fight Club issuing a challenge to Mr. Bobby J. Hey, Bob. I hope you lose this week and all the subsequent weeks. But I'm not really that worried because you're pretty good at that. Thanks, buddy. See you guys. Take it easy.
What up, dude?
All right, thank you very much. I'm here with Bobby J live on the line from She Gave Me the Crabtrees. Bobby, thank you for taking a few minutes.
Always got time for you, Mr. Commission.
I appreciate that. So Week 10 is finally here, and your brand new rivalry with Albert from Toddler Fight Club is about to take center stage in the league. So what's your overall outlook on the matchup?
Well, I mean, he's got me on a couple of positions, but, I mean, he's got the edge at tight end. I think I have the edge at wide receiver, and I think quarterbacks are a wash. So it should be a pretty interesting matchup.
What's your confidence level?
Well, my season hasn't gone great, but I'm fired up and I'm ready to go, and I'm going to do everything I can to beat him.
Awesome. Do you have any special message for Albert on the eve of your Week 10 matchup?
Well, the only thing I have to say is come Tuesday afternoon, you're going to be crying in all those fancy drinks you make, pal.
Nice. Okay, and one last thing before I let you go. Toddler Fight Club and Albert Pirro have issued a special challenge to you based on the outcome of this game.
I've heard about this. I spoke to Albert for a few minutes today through Facebook, so I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so the challenge is the winner of the Week 10 matchup between She Gave Me the Crabtrees and Toddler Fight Club gets to rename the loser's team. Do you accept this challenge?
Yeah, and I would be looked at as being weak if I was afraid. I'm not afraid. I think I can beat him. And, challenge accepted, Mr. Caro. Let's do it.
Excellent. Well, Bobby, once again, thank you very much for taking a few minutes. I think I can speak for the entire league when I say I'm psyched to see how this matchup turns out. Best of luck to you, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, thanks, guys. I think I speak for the rest of the league when I say that I'm really excited for this matchup, but I'm even more excited for what comes next. All right, guys, Week 9 update over. Remember to set your lineups. Remember that the trade deadline is Wednesday, November 16th, which is the Wednesday after Week 10's games, so it's right around the corner, so get your wheeling and dealing done quickly, and I will see you next week, where it's always sunny.